Oh, my darling Clara Bow. I've spoken about her. She had by far one of the worst lives as a child, locked in the closet by her schizophrenic mother while she was with Johns so that she could feed them. Her father was abusive and not always around, and it was later discovered through medical records that he sexually abused her. And it's just all this awful, awful shit. At 13, she, I think she was 13, she entered a photo play contest, sent a picture in to be in a movie, and they did this, and she was all very excited. She loved the films. They're the only reason she could get by, she said. But the film ended up cutting her piece. Later, I think they put it back in. It wasn't a very large part. Luckily, she found more work, and probably through sheer determination and just how wonderful she was as a person, she became a star. And we associate her with the flapper, of course, although I don't know, like, yeah, she's the it girl, she's the flapper, but I feel like Louise Brooks is more the flapper, and Clara's more the freewheeling vamp of the 20s. They wouldn't really count her as a vamp back then. She didn't do the naughty evil roles, but she was really like the modern woman. And her films still exist, a lot of them, almost all of them. And they're just the most fun. I highly recommend any of them, talkies or silence. I do like it for a silent. And what is call Call of the Wild for her talkie. That's a very good talkie. And she was treated like a machine. She'd sometimes her studio would lend her out. She'd come back to do another film they lent her out for. She'd come in the door blonde, but she'd been redhead in it a week ago. I mean, they're literally dyeing her hair and just running her ragged, and she's doing her best, but the polite society of silent film, they just mean girled her. She never got to go to pick fair. She wasn't considered someone the other stars hung out with because she was too free and too blunt and honest about sexuality and her childhood and all those things. And she kept getting engaged like 9 damn times because you couldn't say, "Hey, I'm just fucking this guy for a week." So you had to get engaged, like Gilbert Roland. Oh my god, there were so many of them. John, no, I don't think it was John. There was somebody else. I cannot think of the names, but she just lived her life, and I love her for that. So there was a book, which, much like knowing a Valentina, I think your average so and so may actually know the term if they don't know the book. I cannot believe this dude's still alive. He has to be in his 90s, like kissing 100, Kenneth Anger. The book is Hollywood Babylon. Since I feel I've been sued enough for one lifetime, I will not review said book right now, but let's just say it is literally almost entirely fiction, in my opinion. But no, literally, factually, it is almost all fictional. And one of the most famous myths to come out of that, there's two of them. The Valentino dildo that was supposedly stolen when Ramon Navarro was murdered, and the murderers, interviewed years later by a gay author, when he asked about that, they're like, what in the hell are you talking about? It did not exist. I mean, it's a sexy, cute RPF, but yeah, that's not fact. And the other one is, he titled it, again, all these things are in my opinion. He titled it "A Doggy's Dinner." Marie Provost, her doggy ate her face, and that became a very famous song. I think the late 80s, early 90s. Um, Marie Provost, ugh, that girl was cool as hell. Beautiful flapper, rises up through the Keystone Girls, which is kind of like, the Playboy bunnies of today. And she gets up there. She's a star. She's doing comedy, some drama. And she's well regarded. She's very beautiful, very thin. And then, reasons I don't know because I have not researched her much, and the books available, I don't feel, in my opinion, cover this well enough. She gained weight. And maybe it was just strictly even in aging. And she looked a lot more like me. She was a little chunky lady. And somehow, this is what really boggles my mind, she was still acting. I don't know how the hell she pulled that off, and frankly, I'm very impressed. And not even like, the tiniest little bit parts, it was more character roles. But she was still acting. She was in a film with Jean Harlow. She was in a lot of talkies, just these little bits. And she's sitting there dieting, trying to lose weight so she can be a star again. Although, let's be honest, with her age, they probably would have been like, bye, bitch, anyway. But she died. She'd been quite alcoholic to boot, and her dog, the autopsy photos show, nibbled on her feet, trying to wake her up, which is so sad. But no, the doggy didn't eat her goddamn face. I mean, come on.